Hello mech warriors, and welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we're trying to be a better mech commander every day. Today we're talking about the Black Python, also called by the Inner Sphere, the Viper, which is very confusing because there's another clan mech that was called the Viper, so for this video we're calling it the Black Python. This might be the best clan mech in the entire game. It's the same size and speed as a Timberwolf, but with significantly more optimized weapons, at the cost of a little bit of armor. I didn't discuss it in my previous Best Clan Mechs video, because this wasn't available to the Inner Sphere clans until the Civil War era. It was first produced in 3051 by Clan Steel Viper, and that is a very long supply line to start bringing a new battle mech with replacement parts, so you can see why it wasn't in use until the 3060s. We'll be looking at 3 variants today, and the third variant isn't even called the Black Python because at a certain point in the 3100s, the Raven Alliance starts rebuilding this mech under a new designation, the White Raven. But we'll get to that a little later on. First, let's look at the original. The Black Python is a clan battle mech. It is not an Omni mech. It only has one quirk, improved targeting short, which is extremely powerful when combined with all of its other equipment. So we've got a 75-ton battle mech, 2,800 battle value. It is rather expensive, but it's a 585 movement profile, and when we look at the armor spread, it's pretty generous. We've got 22 armor on the arms and torsos, 26 on the legs, 30 on the center torso, as well as very plentiful rear armor. I would actually like to see some of this rear armor get moved onto the front. Getting 25 armor on the side torsos would be really great. 7 armor on the left and right rear torso would probably be plenty, but it's when we get into the weapons when we see why this thing is so incredibly powerful. 2 large pulse lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers, 4 small pulse lasers, all linked into a targeting computer. Now, pulling this up in Mega Mech Lab, we do see that there is a little bit of a problem with this design. The targeting computer is in the right arm. I would really like to see the jump jets moved into the legs to better crit pad the legs, and have the targeting computer moved into the torso. I'd also love to see one of the medium pulse lasers moved into the center torso and the other one into the head, but just because that's going to better protect the design, turn it into a better bit of a zombie. Now, 2 machine guns and a full ton of machine gun ammo could be seen as a waste of tonnage, but it is useful because, as you can see down here, this mech does run a little bit hot. 41 out of 26, it's definitely a bracket fire design. With 26 heat sinking, you can jump and fire both large pulse lasers very comfortably, but if you start mixing in the medium pulses, you're going to get a little spicy pretty quick. Standing still, you can fire all of the close range weapons and 1 large pulse laser without picking up any heat at all, which is pretty nice. Now, the obvious comparison here that we have to make is to the Timberwolf S. We've got 2,800 battle value versus 2,462. Same movement profile. The Timberwolf has a lot more heat sinking capability and a bit more armor. It is a little bit tougher to take down. 25 on the torsos, 24 on the arms, and 36 on the center torso, with 32 on the legs. Comparing the armor, it's obvious that the Mad Cat is the winner. And in overall firepower, the Mad Cat is also probably a little bit stronger. It has more potential damage output with a similar number of bigger pulse lasers and a bunch of SRMs. It is going to be more deadly than those small pulse lasers at those medium ranges. So, which is the better heavy cavalry mech? I think that really depends on how much you're going to be jumping. If you're able to just use the 5.8 movement profile and blast people with the SRM-6s and medium pulses at close range, obviously the Timberwolf S is going to do more damage. But if you're jumping a lot and you are facing really fast opponents with high TMM, having those pulse lasers and that targeting computer is going to be really important. -3 to hit at close range is absolutely insane, and -1 to hit at medium range out to 14 with those large pulse lasers means that the Black Python is way better at long range than the Mad Cat. So if you're looking for bang for your buck, I think that the Mad Cat is probably a little bit better overall, but the Black Python is going to be a much better skirmisher, able to use that fast movement and that really decent armor to keep enemies at its preferred fighting range of, say, 14 or 12 using the large and medium pulse lasers, whereas the Mad Cat is going to be a better overall cavalry mech for its price especially, has a lot more armor, able to take a big beating and be a big distraction unit, while also bringing a lot of pain and especially a lot of crit seeking with that SRM spam. Now, if I talked about all of the variants of the Black Python, I would be here for an extra 15 minutes, and I don't think you want that, because the ones that I'm not going to talk about aren't really that worth mentioning. Now, the main thing that the 3 gives up in relation to the original Black Python is its 585 movement profile. This thing drops one of its jump jets, which significantly lowers its overall battle value cost. It also picks up a significant amount of armor. This thing is just as armored as the Timberwolf. The armor distribution is a little bit less optimal, but having more back armor can be helpful if you get outflanked, which this unit is much more likely to do. It still has the targeting computer in the right arm, which is linked into all of its lasers, but instead of large pulse lasers, it has 2 heavy large lasers. So these things can really bring some absolute devastation to your opponent. These powerful head cappers will have their to hit malice offset by the targeting computer. Unfortunately, this unit doesn't have enough heat sinks to fire both of them at once, and definitely can't fire both of them plus all of the other lasers. So it's a close range brawler build that has inadequate heat sinking overall. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more similar to the Timberwolf S in price, this is definitely your guy. It's going to be a little bit less flexible, but if you can get a couple of heavy large laser hits, they will just rip your opponent's armor open, and then you can crit seek, following up with the machine guns and small pulse lasers to cool off on the following turn. Now, the last unit that I wanted to talk about is the White Raven. So this unit starts being produced by the Raven Alliance in the Jihad, but it doesn't see mass production until later on in the 3100s. It maintains that 585 movement profile. It is a little expensive, nearly 3,000 battle value, even more expensive than the original Black Python, but very importantly, it has 203 points of ferro-lamellar armor. This is extremely hard to deal with. Crit-seeking weapons like SRMs and smaller lasers are going to have a really tough time with this, and even bigger weapons are going to have a lot of problems just getting through all of this armor protection. Ferro-lamellar mechs are extremely hard to kill. It still has the targeting computer, and this is linked up to its double AP Gauss rifles, a ton of small lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers, and 2 ER large lasers. So this goes back to the original Black Python's sort of bracket fire build. 32 heat sinks means that you can use the 2 ER large lasers and 1 medium pulse laser quite comfortably. You can even tie in 2 medium pulse lasers. You'll start to pick up a little bit of heat that way, but it can comfortably fire all of its close range weapons together while jumping, and can even tie in 1 ER large laser if you want to push the heat a little bit. Overall, probably less cheese than the original Black Python, but still very good. The ferro-lamellar armor is the really big selling point here. It's not that much more expensive than the original Black Python, but with the ferro-lam, it's going to be a lot tougher to kill. Let me know what you think of the White Raven and the Black Python down in the comments below. Are they better than the Timberwolf S? Is there another mech that you'd like to recommend to the Battletech community to use other than the Timberwolf S or the White Raven? I really love these premium heavy cavalry mechs, such as the Gargoyle J. That's one of my overall favorite clan mechs. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting the channel to 1,600 subscribers. This is a lovely milestone. I'm very stoked about it. Make sure to share this with your Battletech buds. Thanks for stopping by, Mech Warriors, and have a great day.